Welcome to the Rachele and Cassandra show. Before we begin, our disclaimer. What you are about to hear is not even close to legal or financial advice, even though it might sound like it.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me today on, I always want to call it the Rachele and Cassandra show. Oh God, I always stutter at this opening, and I'm super nervous today because I have a very high profile guest in studio with me today. You guys, Cassandra Evers is here live and in person. Hello, Cassandra.
Hi, sis. How are you?
I'm really nervous.
I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
I've never been here, and we talk all the time, but not quite like this.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what we talk about.
Yeah, that's the second addition to being nervous is we have no topic at all. So, yay.
Yeah, in the interest of...
her notebook literally says Cassandra Evers on the top. So that's the topic.
Topic is Cassandra Evers. I don't know.
Hope not.
Oh, yeah. Here, I'll hold that up. Cassandra Evers. Here we go.
Boy.
So, no pressure. But I thought, being that this is a real estate podcast and that you're a loan officer, maybe we could talk about what you do and how you got to doing what you do.
I had planned to try to interview you
Shit.
because you are opening a broker shop, and very soon, and that's a huge step. And I was going to ask you some questions too, so we can just interview each other.
Can I just say
my God,
you're a total asshole. Like I've been plotting this. I was like, I'll spring on her. I'll just interview her just like any other guest.
Okay, because we don't think the same most of the time, so no shocker that we had the same idea.
Okay, well, can I go first?
Yeah, I will then interview you in a worse way that you interview me. So go for it.
I'm going to do an awesome job.
I know. I'm going to do worse than you.
Oh, no. You're going to do amazing. So I also brought a present. Do you want to do the present first?
Is it a dozen eggs?
Yeah, there is. Yes, it's a dozen eggs, but hold on. Let me see if you can guess what this is. Ready?
I really don't know what she brought. We rode over here together, but I had no idea. Tequila. Oh my God, it's normal Sprite. Everything's normal. Oh, I got a Next Home One, AgentRx cup. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, you guys.
She's brought a bag of ice.
All right, so if you're not watching, she's got a fifth of Don Julio. She's got a 6-pack of Sprite, a bag of ice.
From my kitchen.
Yeah. And she snuck it all over here. I know she does weird things, but this one I did not expect her to do.
Normal Sprite.
Would you like to tell the story of Normal Sprite?
Nobody will care. Just know that it is our invented signature cocktail.
Yes. If you need a drink on a
ferry ride,
a ferry boat, and they have tequila and
shots only
shots, and you're not quite feeling a shot, mix it with Sprite and walk around.
Normal Sprite.
Normal Sprite. Don't fall overboard. We did good.
We did good.
Yeah.
Do you actually want a normal Sprite?
Do you want a normal Sprite?
I am down.
Okay, let's normal Sprite. We're going to drink and podcast.
I have not had a drink in months.
Right?
No.
You can edit? Oh, God, he's giving me the no.
No,
Okay.
not
editable.
All right, so mind your P's and Q's.
Okay.
What is the difference between a broker, mortgage broker? Because the word, I have found in this industry, the word broker gets thrown around like as though everyone knows what it means. And everyone does, but it also means different things in different contexts.
Because you're a real estate broker.
So opening up this brokerage, not only am I a real estate broker, but you have broker licenses, company broker licenses, associate broker licenses. Oh, by the way, you're a mortgage broker. Like, it's a nuanced word. So what the hell is a mortgage broker anyway?
Okay, so a mortgage broker, there's a few different places you can go get a mortgage from. Right? So if you want to buy a house and you need to borrow some money.
Can I get one from a bank?
You can go to a bank.
Sweet.
You could go to a mortgage bank.
What's a mortgage?
They only do mortgages. It's like a bank with deposits.
Like AmeriFirst next door.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a mortgage bank.
They loan their own money.
Go deposit money and get a checkbook from them, right? A savings account or anything, but they just do mortgages. That's a mortgage bank. So there's a regular bank, FDIC insured, right? Mortgage bank, credit union. I would say that credit unions at this point don't loan their own money. They used to.
They did used to.
But they now basically broker to Rocket or other lenders.
And
a lot of the time, and you won't know. You think you're getting like a credit union loan, but you're not.
yes, you think you're getting a mortgage from Lake Trust Credit Union.
Right.
Most of them use the same mortgage center is what I keep running into in my community.
There's,
This
like,
entity behind all of the credit unions.
Exactly. And so, like, whatever, it doesn't matter how that structure is, but generally there's somebody else is doing the mortgage. The person you work with just works at the credit union, right?
Yep.
So oftentimes
Your
they're sending
loan
it
officer.
to Quicken.
Yeah.
Your loan officer's literally putting the loan at Quicken, but you are dealing with the guy at Lake Michigan Credit Union or whatever.
This tequila smells really good.
She just took a big sniff and gave a nice nod while also flaring her nostrils at the same time. It was good. Oh my God, she's putting in so much tequila, you guys.
Well, we can just keep adding Sprite to it.
Oh, can I do this one thing that I wanted to do
Yes.
before I continue?
Yes, please.
It's just, I just want to say this word and I hope you'll follow with me. I don't know if you've seen the SNL skit. Can I say sweaty balls?
Oh, I've not seen this.
You
yet.
haven't? Okay,
No,
never
I've
mind.
heard.
Then it fell short. I'll show it to you later.
All right, what am I supposed? Am I supposed to respond in a certain way?
No,
Okay.
that's fine. So you have a bank, you have a mortgage bank, you have a credit union, and you have mortgage brokers.
Yes.
And so a mortgage broker, I'm legitimately like, wow, that came through really good. So she's opening the Sprite, if you're not watching, and you don't know what it sounds like when people open pop.
It was just such a refreshing sound. Anyway.
Can you get the bubbles?
Oh, yeah, I can try
Probably.
that. All right, let's try it.
There you go. That's some ASMR right there. It really is. Yeah.
The
We
ASMR
did,
episode.
I believe we did tag that it might get weird or it's definitely going to get weird or
yes,
something.
we
So,
promise.
Yeah. Anyway,
Possibly only entertaining to us, but that's okay. We're the ones paying the bill, so.
yeah, if we never air this.
Well, we're airing it, but we'll just anyway. Keep going. I think
cheers
there's-
me.
Oh,
okay.
cheers.
We're going to drink our
normal
Sprite. Antonice, this one's for you.
Yes, it is.
And Aunt Pam.
Yes. Cheers to Aunt Pam.
Cheers to Aunt
She's
Pam.
a badass.
I know.
This is actually really good,
It
too.
is really good.
I have not had one since the first one I ever had.
Me
so
either.
I think we're onto something.
It's better than I thought it. That's better than I remembered it.
The Don Julio. This is a really good tequila.
Don Julio.
Don Julio. Cornholio.
Cornholio Julio. So a mortgage broker is basically a giant middleman. However, I have access to wholesale pricing, which you don't get to see as a consumer.
What the
or
hell
end
does that
user.
mean? What if I don't know what the hell you just said?
It's raw pricing. It's better pricing. I think everybody knows. Like,
So
you know
wait.
how everything's cheaper at Costco, right?
Yep.
I'm like the Costco of that.
So hold on. Are you saying that a mortgage is something you go buy? What?
Yes. I feel
And
like
it's
I'm
not-
being set up here.
It's not the same price
led.
everywhere?
Right.
What?
Yeah. So there's different prices based on the overhead of the
That's
person
shocked.
who is.
Shocking.
If I could go pick that camera up and go like this.
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. Anyway, there's different prices for mortgages, and the amount of overhead that the company has generally is part and parcel to the rates that they offer.
So it's like
among other things.
So like a sports complex might influence the cost of the product that you're buying? If
There was like a giant name attached to a sports complex, like that somebody was sponsoring, yes, that has to be paid for, and it gets paid for by the people who buy that product.
Okay. Continue.
Okay. Well, we'll do a non-mortgage one like Ford Field. There's a cost to sponsor the field where the Detroit Lions play, and Ford sponsors it and helps subsidize the cost. And the people who pay that is
Yes.
not Ford. It's actually the people who buy the Ford vehicles.
And you see this in your industry.
all the time.
So you are a mortgage broker. So you're basically taking, if I call you to get a mortgage, you run my credit, you say, okay, so here's the box that Rachel fits in. I'm going to take the Rachel box.
Boxes Rachel fits in.
Right. Multiple boxes. Yeah. Oh my God. There's a giant, like,
Go for it.
No, I can't.
Do it.
I can't even. And I just called it giant. So it's extra bad. We'll just call it a rabbit trail.
That's a nice pet word for it.
It is.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I think she lost her train of thought.
She did, but it's coming back. No, I call you. I'm getting a mortgage. You look at my shit and you're like.
Her rabbit trail.
Yeah.
Giant box of shit.
Okay. You go, okay, I'm going to go see who I can place Rachel, connect her to a product from one of my multiple sources. You're not just lending your own money. And by your own money, I mean your company's money, clearly.
Correct. We do not, that's a correspondent lender, but that's a rabbit hole I'm not getting into. Anyway, so if you called me, I would take your information. I review all your documents. I pull credit. I do numbers to see how much you can afford. Obviously, we're having a conversation with what you want to afford too, and looking at everything. Sure. Yep. And then, so my sole job as a mortgage broker, loan originator, is to find you the best price and product that fits what you want to do by shopping multiple lenders. So my one credit pull, I can shop. And there's probably 100 wholesale lines of credit that I have access to. I don't use them all because there are some that really rise to the top. Anyway, so that's what I do. And then I go, hey, this is basically what it's coming back with. This is the best, on this program. This person has the best on that program. And it's fees, it's speed, it's interest rate. It's not all interest rate, but...
Are you saying it might be a little contextual? It depends?
It always depends.
I know.
I think you know that.
I do.
Yeah. So that's what I do as a broker. And then there's two options for how I can get paid. I do want to flesh this out. I mean, I don't work for free.
No. And this, you know what? I think this is actually a good topic because nobody knows how you get paid. And I find that in my industry, nobody knows how I get paid either.
Oh,
I'm constantly drawing diagrams.
Well, so I get paid. There's two ways I can get paid. One, the lender can pay me.
That's the person whose money you're selling.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Or the entity.
I'm basically almost like a freelance worker. I bring them the loan. They don't have to pay for my workman's comp, right? Or unemployment. They don't have to pay into Social Security for me. They don't have to pay my bond. They don't have, I am not on their books. So they're going to pay me to bring them loans.
You're like an independent contractor in that way.
Yes. And I'm, fully licensed and I am bonded. So, and federally printed, background checked, all that stuff. So
federally fingered, understood.
Yes. In my rabbit trail hot box. But, so anyway, that's one way I can get paid. The lender pays me. And
here's the secret other way she gets paid, which I didn't know until I did it.
Yeah. The borrower can pay me. So usually when the borrower pays me, more money is due at closing. However, the interest rate is lower.
Yes. So the last mortgage I did with Cassandra, she gave me this option to pay her. And I was like, what? And first I was like, no, I should get this for free. You're my sister. And then I came to my senses. I don't work for free either. Mm-hmm. But when we mathed it out the long way, it was actually a more fiscally responsible choice for me to choose to pay her directly on the closing as part of my closing costs, that bucket, that evil bucket.
Right.
Than it was for me to, I'm going to say, roll it into my mortgage because that's effectively what I'm doing. It's not. I know that's the wrong language.
You're rolling it into your interest rate, kind of. Yes. But I would state that even if you roll my fee into your interest rate and the lender pays me and you don't, my rate's still going to be lower at a wholesale, even after I get paid, than what you will get at a bank.
Yeah.
Like
easy.
Hands down. Easy. Yeah. You want to know why? Because I don't sponsor stadiums. I don't run commercials, right? I have very, very low overhead. My overhead, you're looking at my overhead. Mm-hmm. So.
Am I your overhead?
No.
Oh, not yet. I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be. All right.
Well, go ahead.
Nothing. I just want to know why you. How long have you been doing this? For people who don't know, how long have you been doing this?
At loan originating or
yes.
or mortgage brokering?
loan originating?
I think I got my license in 2011.
And what did you do before that?
I sold flooring.
And what did you do before that?
I worked at a builder. I bartended. How far back am I going? My
All
very
the way.
first job was at McDonald's.
Oh, yes, it was. I knew this.
Yeah. But so do you want to know this weird, stupid thing? I'm
Yes.
in a lot of mortgage groups with people, and I can't say the names of them because they're all secret Facebook groups or whatever.
Yes.
A disproportionate number of loan originators that are ladies anyway were cheerleaders and bartenders.
Same, not the cheerleader
So
piece,
weird.
but in the realtor world, we've got bartenders who deal in energy work. It's flipping me out. It fucking bends my mind.
It's interesting
It
just
is.
because it must just be that certain personality type are either drawn to or excel at these careers where you're talking to people.
Yeah.
If anybody who's bartended knows you're literally talking to people. I mean,
Yeah.
you're working too, but
It's talking to people and
Yeah.
connecting with people, and sometimes giving people a place to get connected because they're not getting it somewhere else.
yes.
Well, thanks for joining us. Very enlightening. Thank you. Thank you.
So will you tell me what so I'm going to flip it back on you.
Flip the script.
What? Shout out to Sean.
Yes. The shout out episode.
Oh, I love the shout out episode. I
yeah.
had so much fun with
Me
him.
too.
I really wanted to be here.
It was one of my favorite titles too, and I don't know if anybody got it.
If you listen to the whole thing, I mean, I want to count how many shout outs.
Shout out to Sean for that
Yeah, it
whole
was
scene.
Phenomenal. So I want to ask you, because you've had your broker license for a while.
Yes.
And I know it requires additional testing, and I'm going to fuck it up and say you get a certificate.
Always
or
a certificate. You
an
know I'm a
endorsement,
certificate
or-
collector.
She really is.
I have
is
so
there
many
a prize for that? Yes, I'll do it.
Yes.
If it's a certificate, a badge or something. But so what is the difference between having a real estate license? Because there's a ton of people with real estate licenses. And then the next step is why would you get a broker license?
So that you can, two reasons. One, oh God, it's going to sound so, I guess I don't care what it sounds like, because you give a shit and you want to know how all the things work, because it positions you to serve your clients better, because you have that added education, that added understanding, that additional, it's almost like an elevated view of the industry. When you have the liability for a real estate transaction in Michigan lands with the broker. Every agent is an agent of the broker. We're all independent contractors. No agent is an employee. So if I will use 3DX as an example. I had my license there for a long time, and I would sell real estate under the 3DX umbrella. That was the brand, because Michael D. Pasquale was holding my real estate license. He was my broker. So if out in the field I fucked up something really bad and get sued, I was an agent on behalf of the broker.
So it lands on Michael.
Both of us. But yes, he's carrying errors and omissions insurance on the business that all the agents under his brokerage do.
So he's got the E&O, errors and omissions, which is an insurance policy.
Yes.
For errors and omissions.
Right. Wait, what?
I know, but title companies
It's kind
have
of a
it too.
crazy name.
So he's holding that policy, and it covers everybody whose license he holds.
Everybody whose license he holds, inside of the confines of the policy, right? I can't be completely fraudulent. Now, if I were fraudulent and he were training me to be fraudulent, that's a different story. But basically, the liability rolls up to the broker. Okay. So it's a privilege, and it's also, there's some gravity to having a broker's license. So I've had my broker's license for a long time. All it means really is to say that I've gone through the extra training and passed the extra test. So now I get to pay more for my licensure and my access to things.
And this is why people don't have that.
Yes.
All the time.
Correct. And hold on, I lost my thread. So I can pay more for also if with a broker's license, Michael can still hold my license, and that means I'm an associate broker. So in this scenario that I painted, Michael D. Pasquale is holding my associate broker's license. I'm not an owner of the company. I am not, and on a board or
Do you
anything.
get paid different, or
Nothing.
there's nothing
It's
different other than your license has a different name,
Exactly.
which indicates how much education you've had.
Signifies experience in education because there are provable transaction requirements to get the license from the state.
Oh,
So you have to do
okay.
X amount of business. You have to, forgive me, I'm not sure. I think it's 18 deals a year for 3 years in a row. You have to have your practicing real estate license for 3 years in a row, take the extra class, pass the extra test.
So there's a minimum barrier for entry. I couldn't just go get
100%.
my license and try to
100%.
get my broker license that year.
Yes. Now there are some workarounds for builders and attorneys. The criteria
Always. They
are
have a fucking magical lobbying group.
They really do. They lobby
It's
well
ridiculous.
for themselves.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Shout out to all the builders out there
Whoop,
paying
whoop.
money to
Shout
get your
outs.
shit ahead of everybody else.
That's a different episode.
Yeah, whatever. We'll talk about builders later.
So help me out here. So in that scenario, I have a broker's license. Michael's still holding it in the exact same way that he was holding my salesperson license.
Sure.
The number is different. And I think if I were to get sued or have a grievance filed against me, I would be held to a higher standard because I'm expected to know more because I have the additional education and the additional licensing.
So is getting your you get your broker license, and if it's held by another broker, it's an associate broker.
Yes.
That is the same license that you use to open your new place, though,
No.
right?
So here's what I didn't know. I know. So the word broker, I'm like, okay, I'll just trade in my associate broker license for a broker license. And that's what I thought happened. Not true.
No.
So I had to form an entity, get a DBA for the entity, get a company broker license for the company, and then get a broker license for myself, which I can only have one of. That's me as a broker. That broker license is held by the broker company that has a different license. This is all Lara collecting $25 a pop or $50 or whatever it is.
Thank you for funding the road improvements, Rachel.
I hope you like the work that's being done with that money here in the state of Michigan.
Nice bridges everywhere.
No potholes.
Yeah.
So then I have another company that also is a real estate company, and that's the one that I employ myself under as a W-2 employee. I also have a company broker license for that company, but it's not the personal producing license. Like it gets really spaghetti-like with the licensure and what's held by who and what can go where.
Did you have a attorney help you set all this up?
Because I'm attorney and accountant.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm like
100%.
so overwhelmed. Just
100%.
the thought of all this is why people don't open brokerages or.
I think it's intentionally complex.
Sure.
And there are benefits to that, and I think that there are definite disadvantages. But I feel like this is a really boring topic. Let's talk about you. It's hard to interview somebody that you know so well. Like, I feel like...
She knows everything about me, so it's funny to see her ask questions like, so...
Tell me more.
Yeah. Tell me about this shirt that you're wearing. I mean, I can talk with her about bullshit all day, and we could talk about mortgage stuff, but to interview is
hard. I can
really
tell you
hard.
that this shirt is a little bit too big for me. You can tell by the little
see
flappies here under the armpits. I bought it at the Salvation Army when I had to go to a conference. I needed something with orange in it, so this appealed to me, and it was like $4.
Is it polyester?
Totally.
Okay.
Touch
yeah.
it.
You're going to be uncomfortable if it's 90 today.
No, I'm not, because it's a total racer bank tank top.
Okay.
It'll be perfect.
All right. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah. So I was hoping you'd bring the fire.
Well, I was hoping I would too, but I'm not done with my normal Sprite yet.
All right. So back to, what are you seeing with what is the market looking like to you? I'm curious for that because I am going to belch. Hold on.
Oh no, go do it on this. There's
running.
a girl that makes
I
a
know.
bunch of money on TikTok by trying to drink a whole Sprite. Have you
Really?
never seen these?
No. Do you want to try it? It ran away.
She tries to pound. Have you seen it? Oh my God. So she tries to pound a 16-ounce Sprite without burping. These are baby cans, but she never gets to the end, but her burps are like, oh, like
Disgusting.
And she's just like, I can't
You
do it.
you can belch on command, can't you?
Not so much anymore.
Oh, it used to be a real talent.
I used to be really good at it.
I used to be really jealous of that skill. Oh yeah, the lip thing. Do that.
No, you can do it.
Not like you.
I'm not doing it.
You can do it so fast.
Thanks for getting the camera.
I lied.
right
That's
on
the
it.
thumbnail. That's going to be it.
Oh,
That's
God.
a good one.
No. No.
For the win.
Oh man. But okay, so the market. I just had to tell somebody this the other day. You know, I only see winning offers.
Correct. But are you
Right.
seeing less of them? Are they less aggressive?
No, they're insanely aggressive.
Still.
Everything's over market. I haven't seen seller concessions since
Nom.
a deal since
Since my kid's house.
since your kid's house, which I think you somehow managed to work magic on that.
Can we pause here so I can give a
Sure.
piece of free advice? So I was able to get my kids a house, and it could have been any buyer. The appraisal came in above contract price. We got concessions, and they got a rural development loan accepted. That is unheard of in this market. You know why I was able to get that offer accepted?
I really am curious because it was a fucking unicorn, Rachel.
Because the listing agent, very nice person, had shitty cell phone pictures, and the house didn't present well. It wasn't clean. It wasn't staged. It was kind of filthy. So shitty pictures. Half of the buyers who could have afforded that house and wanted a house that size looked at it online because your
and went no.
listing picture is like an online dating profile. If you got a fucking booger and sweaty baloney sweatpants and like
Sweaty
ugh.
baloney sweatpants.
Yeah.
Can I sidetrack you? I bought Genoa salami yesterday.
So did I.
What?
Yesterday
I bought it.
I will show it's in my fridge when we're done.
So
I
Adam
did,
last
and
night.
I never buy
Adam took-
Genoa.
Me neither. I just grabbed it. Whatever. Fucking of course. So Adam comes in last night and goes, I think there's bologna in that salami. And I was like, what? I said, no, it's Genoa. He was like, well, that's all you. I am not eating it.
So I bought the Genoa salami because it was this particular brand had no nitrites, and it was like organic fed.
Organic salami.
Well, the meat was raised organically. I don't know. I fell for the marketing. And I forgot how we got here. Anyway.
Bologna armpit something.
Yes. Okay. So if you look like shit in your picture, nobody wants to go on that first date. And even when we got to the house, it was filthy. So those two things, if you cheap out on your online presentation, on your online presence at the beginning, I'm like looking at the camera intently. You've got one chance to make a first
You got
impression.
one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. When
This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yo, shout out to Eminem for those lyrics.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, because of that, we had no competition. The damn thing was on the market for 57 days. I almost didn't take them to see it. I was like, I don't know, you guys, this is kind of far out from where you want to be. It kind of looks like a turd. The pictures did it no favors. And we got there and I opened the door and I was like, oh, holy shit, this is the house. And because it had been on the market for so long, I knew no one else wanted it. So I knew I could write a reasonable offer in my buyer's favor. And it got accepted without a fucking mark written on it.
Yeah. And
It's free advice. Go find the turds that have been sitting that have shitty pictures and write a reasonable offer. And
go
you can
in them.
you can get your stuff accepted. Anyway, Why are we talking about this?
you asked about the market. That was the only offer I've seen seller concessions on in about the last 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm seeing everything's above. I'm seeing a lot of...
Reminder, asking price is just a marketing tool. It's not what we expect the house to sell for.
Right.
Don't anchor your brain to the asking price of a property. Look, I'm getting like eyebrow or forehead wiggles and eyebrow squiggles.
She's very serious.
I'm
We just literally posted an episode about this.
yes,
Right?
Yeah. Redundancy, Department of Redundancy.
How
calling.
can I help you? How can I help you? Yeah.
I just got that.
Anyway, so I only see winners, never losers. And then I'm not seeing seller concessions. I'm still seeing everything above list price. Obviously, I'm still seeing appraisal guarantees. I'm seeing pass-fail inspections, no requirement inspections, waived inspections.
Can't recommend that, but it's real.
I know.
I gave Julie a piece of language the other day that I could share with the masses. If you guys, agents
She's
especially.
talking about Julie Reisner, I think.
Yes.
Who is in the Kalamazoo market.
Kick-ass agent.
Kick-ass agent if you need somebody in West Michigan. She's just amazing person. She's
100%.
Rachel's, like, I told them both I feel like I was put on this planet to introduce these two. They're so similar in the way they work.
Which is why I think she's such a badass.
Exactly. I love that girl. It's you. It's you, Rachel.
Yeah, but it's not. She's got a different lens.
She's more bubbly in a nice way than you. You're bubbly in a fierce way.
I am a little cunty, I think is the word you're looking for.
I was not going to say that. She's a little cunty, not a big, boxy cunt like we talked about earlier.
That's right.
Right, okay.
I'm a tight little cunty. Oh, okay.
TLC.
Can I get...
That's your new nickname.
I am 47 years old. I've never had a nickname that sticks. You need to know this. They just don't stick to me. Okay, rabbit trail.
About them.
I have a cunt about them. I did this. So you know what? I have this Reiki Master certification.
She got a piece of paper.
I did, and that's that. Yes, it's actually one of my favorite certificates. But when I did the Reiki Mastery program, it was 3 days, and I had to go stay at this chick's house and pay for the privilege, and it was very esoteric and hippy dippy voodoo weird bullshit, but I'm into that.
Doesn't sound like you at all.
No, I know. It's way out of character. No, I loved it. It was amazing. But part of the work is you have to do this inner child work, at least in her program. You do this, what's called inner child work. Just set that down for a second.
I have questions.
Let me just tell you what we came here to talk about, which is in doing this inner child work, the coach, I'm going to just call her the coach, was kept referring to this, my inner child, as little one. Oh, little one, let's talk about, well, what does your little one say? And I was like, my little one wants to be called Rachel because her name is Rachel. Stop fucking little one. Oh, little one, how's your little baby inner self? I was like, she's Rachel.
She's annoyed that you keep calling her little one.
Bingo, exactly. Yeah. So there's the cunty. I don't mean it to be cunty. I'm just telling the things.
Yeah.
You have the same problem, just so you know.
No, I don't.
Okay. How did we get here anyway? There was some other point that was coming to pass.
I don't remember.
Grant?
Don't ask me. This is the how did we get here show. Okay. We've already said it half dozen times.
Okay, how did we get, not the innuendo episode, the how did we get
No,
here?
we're past innuendo, I think.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't remember how we got here, but...
well, before the Reiki, boy, I don't remember.
All right. That's all right.
We know Rachel likes certificates.
Yes.
So you asked me how the market was. That's the last work
the
thing
language.
We talked about. Yay. Okay,
got it.
there we
You're
go.
so good.
We got
it's
back.
it's like having two brains, but they both have a mouth attached to them. It's hard. Here's the language you can use. Anyway, if you are, oh my God, this might be out of, I'm just going to give a little context. It's an added tool that you can use if you're writing an offer. And it's also something that I use to protect my sellers. And I invented it for myself, but I don't think I'm the only one who came up with this language. I don't know how to explain that. I didn't take it from somebody, but I'm sure any realtor.
It sounds like you got really good words around something that realtors try to say without too many words and muddling contract offers up maybe.
Well, and it's also something that agents will kind of get in the way of the deal trying to protect their client. And I understand where that comes from. And this language might provide you the security that you need or the peace of mind that you're actually looking for. In lieu of blowing up the deal, use something like this. In an offer that you're writing or a counter offer that you're accepting. And I would almost say in the climate that we're in right now, with appraisals being what they are, if you can get this language in your deal, do it, right? All of this hype, I'm going to build it way up, and then you can click the link and sign up for my free how to write a contract.
Have you visited our sponsor today? For more information, download our 47-page ebook.
That's right.
Right?
For
I just
free.
need your email address and phone number.
And oh, by the way, for $47, you can get access to our masterclass. These
you
are
get
lies.
a certificate.
This is lies and bullshit. Here's the language. I'm not even kidding. Should the lender be unable to perform for any reason, buyer agrees to pursue a mortgage with local lender of seller's choosing. It adds security to an offer that you're writing if you have a mortgage, and it protects your seller if the deal falls apart, even if the lender's appraisal comes in low, especially for clients who may not be in a position to do an appraisal guarantee.
So
don't pick it apart.
I'm not
I
picking
know your
it apart.
inclination is to pick apart.
No, I was actually going to tell you.
You were going to
I was
reach your
going to
hand.
tell you a wonderful story.
You were going to give me a pat on the back and a hearty well done, please.
Wow, you put words around
Thank
a
you.
thing.
Hey, that's my job.
No, but seriously, I get that.
Let me give you one too. Balance the scale.
You could rub, and that's more massagey. There you go. That's wonderful.
Okay. Just one side.
No, actually, I was going to say, I literally just helped somebody get their offer accepted because I'm a local lender, and the listing agent knows me. Mm-hmm. And
This is
that's
reputation
why.
business.
She was like, I don't want to go with the other one. She's like, and the offers are really close, but if I have to pick, then I know you'll at least close it. I know you ran underwriting. I know you actually like do this full time.
Yeah. So can we go down that rabbit trail of how a pre-approval is not the same? We're not the same. Do your own research.
Do your own research before you sign up for her certificate and free ebook.
I better write an ebook.
You don't have one? Don't you have one? Aren't you an author? I swear to God, you have author all over you.
I am an author of multiple notebooks and Post-its galore. And now a new remarkable paper replacement tablet, which I'm not.
Thank you to Remarkable for sponsoring this episode.
No, but we should get them to sponsor. You know what? Their Facebook advertising is on point. I'm pretty sure every realtor in Livingston County has one of these or is about to buy one.
So I've never seen it, but I think if I answer my phone and start scrolling, I'm excited to see an ad because we're literally talking about it right now.
Yes. Well, we'll beta test that. I'll talk to you about it next week.
Okay.
No, I won't because you're not here next week.
Yeah, you have like a slew of people.
Oh, we should put that too. If you want to be a best guest on the show.
No pressure.
You could private message either one of us.
Yeah.
We'll just sneak that in the middle of the show.
You can come have a
normal
Sprite
get here
with Rachel
How
in
did
Brighton,
we get here?
or you can call in. How did we get here? That's the question. Are we going to wax philosophical, which we've always wanted to do a show on, but I don't know that.
The meaning of life, existence.
Is there one?
There's you know what's really funny about philosophy? The minute you put words around it and start articulating it, it's of course. It's very of course. Like you can tell somebody like you are your environment and they're like, well, yes, I know. But we don't know. We don't behave as though we know. We don't exist as though we are part of the greater organism.
Right.
Inside and outside
I think
is
we're
the
on
same
autopilot a lot of the time with habits that we do and our reactions to things. So even hearing the words "you're part of your environment," for me anyway, makes me go, "Oh yeah, I am," and it just goes like this.
The reminder.
Yeah.
But the fucked up thing is it's also the environment that you're creating. So it's all just a pattern. It's like a whirlpool in a river. Thank you, Alan Watts, for those visuals.
All of the water touches eventually everything, and so it all ebbs and flows.
And it's not an actual thing. It's just a pattern.
Right.
You are your patterns.
It's just an idea.
What? What do you mean?
The thought that any of the things are actual things. They're just
now we're going like creating your own reality.
Well, I mean, don't we all?
So they're all vibrations, right? Like if you are
okay,
Oh,
we're getting on new.
No,
Okay.
don't go
it's
there.
fine.
Yeah, that's
we'll go
okay.
back.
All right, I got one. I got a question for you. Can we ask you if there's a God? Do you believe in God, Cassandra?
I believe in everybody's right to believe in a God.
Okay. So aside from people's rights, do you believe in God?
Like a one true God?
I'm not being specific. Do whatever you need to with that word.
Like God.
Do you believe in God? Not the Catholic God, not Buddha, Muhammad, Jesus. I'm just saying like
No.
God.
No.
Higher intelligence. Alien life. Did the moon landing happen?
Whoa. Now let's get too serious here. Let's not go
You want to talk about flat earthing?
No. But if our brother could call in, he could talk about that.
It's one of our favorite party stopper topics.
Yeah.
If you're ever in a room full of people that you really want to just fuck with, just start talking about flat earth and see what happens. Just like drop the topic and then shut up and watch it spin.
Watch it go and be like, there, I did it again.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Funny.
But anyway, do you believe in God?
I think that humans, oh God, it's such a, oh God.
You're going to polarize somebody with
I know.
your answer.
But you know what? I think at my age, I don't give a shit about polarizing anybody. Do I think there is a God separate from our consciousness? No. And I think that's where we fuck up, by believing that there's something other than ourselves that we have to please. So we're constantly looking outward to try and behave a certain way, when if you just get inside of yourself and align your behavior with yourself, and I don't mean like your ego, and I don't mean like how you're defined by external circumstances or people or things that you own or certificates that you have, but if you align with your true self,
Who you are. Yeah.
then you are in alignment with God, with an uppercase G or a lowercase g or spirit or universe. But people imagine themselves to be different from that from which they are created and that which they are creating.
Right.
So if you're not, and I'm not saying like I have this nailed and I do it right all the time, but like when I remember, then
It's
there's
very
no
easy.
problem. There's no
Yeah.
problem.
Everything's very easy when
Yes.
you remember.
And you're full of compassion. I see people who, circumstances where I would otherwise be pissed off. Can we talk about my first tattoo, Snowflake?
Oh,
I got
yeah.
it with Cassandra. We have a matching
We have
tattoo.
matching tattoos. If anybody,
We have multiple matching tattoos.
well, we'll go through. This was her
Snowflake.
first one in Chicago.
Snowflake.
This was Barcelona, but her little thing is different than mine.
Yes.
And then this is Iceland, and she's got that. And then we got some in New Orleans, and those are different.
They are.
And we
That's
have
my best.
semi-matching ones, but she was confident that this looked like a fucking fallopian tubes and changed it before she got in the
I'm
chair.
modified.
In Paris.
Yes, our Paris tattoo.
Modify.
I love it when you sing.
No, that's from a show, but I know what it's from.
So
it's
the
from
snow-
Cars. It's from the Cars movie that my son would watch like consistently when he was little. But
On repeat.
yeah,
So the snowflake theory or the snowflake effect or whatever you want to call it, to me represents, I should totally memorize this guy's name, whatever his name, Emoto, this Japanese dude who did this art installation. And the short version, the way I tell it, goes like this. He took water samples from the same, 2 samples from the same source, and labeled one, "Thank you, I love you, gratitude," and labeled the other one, "I hate you, failure, you fool," or something like that. You get the idea. And he had his students put those intentions on those vessels for like a month, and then he crystallized the samples. And the "I hate you, failure, you fool" intentioned waters were malformed. They crystallized
Weird.
incomplete. They were ugly.
yeah.
Malformed, incomplete, asymmetrical. The "thank you, I love you, gratitude" samples were blossoms and symmetrical and beautiful,
Like how you
and
would
balanced.
picture a perfect snowflake.
Yes, and multiple versions of snowflakes. So, and they've gone so far as, people call this hooey, but yeah, I don't care.
Hooey. What year is
Hooey,
it?
I know.
Hooey. That's hooey.
I'm an old soul. Like
I'm
you
an
can-
old soul
you
talking
can
about frozen water crystals.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you like take a chrysanthemum and run it through water and then crystallize that water, it will crystallize consistently in a certain way. Like water has memory. People are water. So for me, what that means, if I'm driving down the road and somebody cuts me off and I'm like, "That fucking asshole." Well, I didn't do anything to that person. I didn't say anything. I didn't jam on my brakes to try and rear end the guy behind me, but I had the intention, and that has an impact. And it all goes back to you are your environment. But we like to pretend that we are here inside of something. Like I'm an entity inside of this world.
That's happening to me,
Yeah.
which is not accurate.
No.
And I
No.
know you can pull out more. You can pull out Alan Watts much.
Well, there's some Tony
quicker.
Robbins in there. Life is
Right.
happening for me, not to me. Go
Right.
one deeper. I'm doing life.
Right. What are you doing? Life today.
Hard stop. And all the things that I experience are 100% mine to own. And what a powerful seat I sit in with that mindset.
Oh, you're so awesome. I literally am like going, oh, I'm so glad I came today because this is oh yeah, I got to drive here and blah, blah, blah. I love the studio. It's beautiful here. And I feel very fancy with these, but like, this is my life, my choice, my actions. And this is something that if it's my life and I'm doing life today, this is the life I'm doing today. And I get to hang out with my sister.
Dude, right?
All fucking day.
My
and
favorite.
we get to drink normal Sprite. We'll be napping around noon or 1.
For sure.
Wake up, kick it again. But like that's all those choices are mine. And you have a choice not to scream at the car in front of you, right? When you're driving.
Well, and it helps me, I don't know. Younger me would have been like thinking I was doing a good job by not raging at the person. But this understanding gives me the peace to not even be mad at the person because they don't know. Yeah. And I'm not trying to make up stories for them, but maybe they cut me off because they're on their way to see their daughter's dying breath. Maybe they just got dumped by the love of their life. I'm going to make myself cry. All this alcohol and sadness.
She's like halfway done with her first drink, just so you know.
Or maybe they are excited to go meet the first date from not Tinder. What's the other one? The right.
Swiper.
Yeah.
Swiper, no swiping.
Swiper, no swiping.
Grinder, Tinder.
I don't know. eHarmony. Christian mingle. Anyway.
Plenty of fish in the sea.
The point is, if I get outside of myself and realize that I'm doing all the things, not like from a power trippy sense, but like I'm
it's
as much as...
It's a peaceful sense.
Yes. Yeah. Much like my cells are my body is my cells. I am the environment is me. It chills you the fuck out in a very fundamental way.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on and on about it because I feel like if I keep talking about it, maybe you'll get it too. It's a gift. Come to my community yoga tomorrow at 10:30. That's my gift to the community.
Oh, no, seriously, plug it. Oh, it doesn't matter.
The last Saturday of every month.
There we go.
Yeah, Saturday of every month, which is, this will be, but you know what? The last Saturday of every month.
Yes.
2040 Grand River Annex, Suite 100. It's my gift to the community because I didn't know I needed yoga until I started going to yoga. And I would like to give that gift to the community. My hope is that this event will grow so big that I have to get space at 242 Church to do it in the wintertime. My space is only like 2,000 square feet and it's full of desks. So come so we can fill that building so I have a reason to get a bigger building.
Yeah, your building's awesome. I got to go visit it because you have an open house, and by the time this airs, it will have already happened. But
that's
your brokerage open house is at the end of this month, which
the 31st.
Yeah.
So can I just tell you that this whole project is littered with 3s and 1s? There's a divine trinity and a 1 of 3 and a 3 of 1 everywhere I turn around with this project.
Are you talking about tarot cards?
No, I'm talking about like we launched on 3/1. My ribbon cutting is on the 31st. I have I have one business partner, but my business partner has he and his wife and I, so it's 3 and 1. Our company is called 3 Crowns that owns doing business as Next Home 1. Like I am just rolling with it. When I picked out those light fixtures, the sconces on the wall, it's 3 circles. That was not intentional until after the fact.
Do you think that they're actually occurring, or are you noticing them similar to how when you get
I think it's both.
What's the word for that?
Reticular activating system.
I knew you would
RAS.
fucking know it.
Hell yes, I do. But
Sure.
listen, does it matter?
He's shaking his head like, oh my God, this is the weirdest
No,
conversation.
I didn't know that. What'd you say?
RAS, reticular activating system. Like if you go buy I bought a white BMW. Do you want to know how many white BMWs are in this community? A fuck ton. Then
That's all she sees.
Right. Then I got the orange stripes put on my car. I'm telling you, there are dozens of people with stripes on their car now. It can't be that everybody went out and got one.
Dubious.
I know. But listen, it's the same thing because I'm not inside of my environment, surrounded by others who are inside of their environment. I'm part of the organism.
Experiencing and noticing it.
Yeah.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
I'm going to go
please.
off track.
Do it. Love off
So
track.
you just opened your own brokerage.
I did.
So are you accepting agents so that you can sponsor their licenses? Is there a specific type of agent you want? Do you want like fresh new ones or somebody with experience, or what? Why would somebody go for you over?
This is not a setup question.
Remax? I'm legitimately curious because there's so many brokerages.
Yes.
brokerages. I just always wonder, I know there's a difference between all of them, aside from the comp plan, which I know is like, they all get paid different at different places with minimums and shit like that. But like, what are you looking for in an agent?
So let me back up and tell you why I'm doing this, because I couldn't find it. And I realized it's what I was looking for, because I've been at 3 different brokerages. I know from an outsider.
Yeah, you've been at this for 10 years.
Yes, 9. I got licensed in 2013, started practicing in 2014. So this is my 9th year right now. So why am I doing this? I am building a brokerage for agents.
We're staring at each other.
I know.
So hard
into the
eyes.
abyss.
Yeah.
It's intense.
She's answering really hard. I can't turn away. Go ahead.
I'm building a brokerage for agents who want to be good agents. So what I found where I've been is it's all about getting the next deal and how many contracts and get the deal. But nobody's talking about advocate for your client, advocate for your client, advocate for your client. My brokers tended to care about my deals and helping me get deals, but not teaching me how to think about a contract, how to advocate for my client, even if it's not in my own pocketbook's best interest, how to write language that language that I provided earlier is specifically designed to do some things. And there are some defects in it that I can use as an out for my client that most agents wouldn't see, because most agents are very average. So I'm looking for a specific kind of person. I don't care if you're newly licensed or if you've been doing this for 10 years.
Do you think people are trainable, or do you believe some of this is how they were raised in terms of
I think
integrity?
No, I don't. I think if people want to learn anything, they can learn anything. If you're open to it, it can shift you. Anything.
Well, that makes sense. Well, I know you really well. I've seen Rachel morph, because if you knew 19-year-old Rachel,
oh my God,
she's so different.
Talk about cunty.
Oh boy, TLC,
judgy, uppercase J.
Yeah.
But
she was rough. You could not do right by her. She had extremely high standards and everything. And the mistakes were there. But anyway, she's very different now. So it's.
Can we edit that
fantastic.
language though? Because extremely high standards makes it sound like I had high standards, and those are considered good. What I actually had was like a deep fear of letting everyone down. So I would just point out what you were fucking up constantly. Everybody, everywhere.
Yeah. You sure you should be doing that?
You're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
Very judgy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But then she transitions to this girl where I see her in New York, and she's flipping her head upside down. She's like, "Oh, did I not tell you?" She's doing this, and she's like, "Did I not tell you I was growing dreadlocks?" And I'm like, "Nope, didn't. You didn't." I think she's very different now.
Try
she's
all the things.
Like you had a thing. You had a mental shift, a whole sea change.
We can call it a breakdown if you want.
I would not call it that.
Oh, yeah, it didn't feel like that. It felt like a unloading.
Then let's not call it that.
Fine. We'll call it a break up. No, a fix up.
A break in.
A fix up.
Damn it, a fix up. She had a fix up.
I had a fix up.
Not a breakdown. She had a fix up. So she's now she's like this, hosting yoga and talking about Alan Watts and
my favorite,
being your own one true person.
Yes. So
helping other professionals get that way in their work life, which has to be a very peaceful place. I tell people I sleep really well at night.
Yes.
In my job, I don't worry I've screwed somebody.
No.
I'm like, I did the best for them.
Yes.
With all of my tools.
Yes. And so back to the next home one. A brokerage for agents who want to be high producing agents, who don't want to start and grow a team, and who maybe don't want to be on a team, but also don't want to be an island. I struggled once I hit a certain production volume with, I needed an assistant, but I didn't have the time or the bandwidth to hire someone. I could go buy a per file product to have someone do some So I'm building a brokerage that handles that shit. You're a high producing agent. You have contract to close baked into your overhead. I don't think you should have to pay.
What does that mean?
That means once you're under contract on a property, there is a lot of paper chasing to make sure that you, the lender, have what you need. Fully executed documents.
Tell me about it.
That the title company has what they need. There are a lot of cats that need to be herded, and it can be a humongous time suck when you are a top producing agent to take on new clients, educate them properly, write contracts that serve them,
And chase paper.
and then chase paper. So I've handled that piece for you.
So if I had my real estate license and I was a top producer, whatever.
Yes. Or a new agent.
So I would have. So if I'm a new agent and I want some integrity and fiduciary,
true fiduciary representation.
and I
for
want
all
someone
things
to
real
fiduciary
estate.
means fiscal
Yes.
people. So I want somebody to.
I got to say something else.
Oh,
One of my tenets is bureaucracy is the enemy of good business. I am not a fan of extra paperwork for the sake of the masturbation of the brokerage to have extra paperwork. You are not a home warranty salesperson. You are not needing a document that says that the other side agreed that you are the buyer agent, notice of buyer agency, and all of this. There's so much fucking unnecessary paper at the brokerage level in my industry.
We could talk about this. I could tell you as a lender who is a minimalist.
Yes.
I am a document minimalist because
Five.
the more that's there, the more that shit goes wrong.
We've talked about this on an episode.
Yeah. So I'm with you. You can send me all the shit. You could send me a 30-page contract and I do get them. I peel out 7 pages.
Yeah.
I peel out your actual purchase agreement. That's my contract. The other stuff, supporting documentation, I don't fucking need it. The underwriter doesn't fucking need it. Put it in your file.
Too
desk.
much paperwork can fuck your shit up, slow your process
exhausting.
down. And from an agent-centric standpoint, now you're chasing paper that's irrelevant to the best interest of your client.
Oh,
so
dude,
what are you doing?
I don't know.
Who
I
are
have
you
people
working
who are
for?
like, well, I need your. I'll send over a copy of my social security card and my tax forms and all my bank statements and my proof of rent.
Well,
I'm like, I don't want that shit.
We
That's
talked
so
about
much.
this. People sending you additional documentation that can actually DQ them from their mortgage.
I can't open shit. Don't send me the home inspection. Don't send it to me.
No.
Don't care. Don't want to see it.
Don't send it to your insurance guy either.
Yeah. Anyway, so what'd you say? Contract closed. So you're offering support, like in the
you
an
do not-
admin
so-
who does that stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get through it,
It's-
people. Just give us a minute.
That's right. It's baked into your overhead. The contract to close piece, you don't have to pay a la carte for. You're not going to pay for a desk. You're not going to pay. So
What's your transaction coordinator fee?
Fuck $299.
That's it?
Yes. At the brokerage level. On my team, it's $599 because you get extra shit on my team. And if you wanted to, I'm not here to sell my fucking brokerage, but if you wanted to start a team on my brokerage, you can charge
My
whatever you want.
response was legitimately correct because $299 is almost unheard of now. I've seen them over $1,000 for a real estate fee.
Me
and
too.
I'm like, what are they? Are they giving foot massages?
I-
How long? What's going on?
I better be a little more on the foot massage for
Well, I didn't
$1,000
wanna bring up-
the, what do we call it? Rabbit trail?
Yes, the rabbit trail. Yes. And a okay.
Yeah. So that's, the brokerage for the client. Bureaucracy is the enemy of good business and the client interest above all else. Those are my tenets.
Yeah. That's a good
And
way
free
to do
yoga for
business.
the community. And free yoga for the community. Free yoga. I'll sage smudge your house when I list it too, if that's what you're into.
What percentage of your people are into that?
I think more people want it than actually ask for it. And I haven't put it on my offerings because I've been afraid that it's going to scare some people away, which is
Why?
dumb. Because whenever
It's the sage smudge, and then who do you bury in the backyard?
I don't do that. It doesn't work for me.
But who is
St.
it?
Joseph.
Okay.
And it's in the front yard, upside down, facing the road, according to some sources.
But you don't offer. If you do sage smudge, you have got to do St. Joseph.
So
and you can send somebody else out there to do it.
Yeah, I think that's what I would have to do. Offer it as a somebody else thing.
Right.
Because it's been a long time since I've tried a St. Joseph. And really in this market, if you're taking decent pictures, do you need a St. Joseph? Maybe. I don't know. If your house isn't selling, try it. Report back. Let us know if St. Joseph came back to help you.
Right. Yeah. Upside down, front yard.
Facing the road.
Okay.
That's what I heard. So are you going to open a brokerage? Your license is held by a company.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. My license is held by a company.
So
and you really put me on the spot. And
I'm
I
sorry.
prefer that to be edited.
No. I don't mean to put you on the spot. I'm just curious about if you have someday thoughts.
Oh, I have thought about it. I have the company farmed. I had all the registration done. Honestly, what is stopping me is there is an insane amount of paperwork and bureaucracy.
Weird.
Shocking. In terms of getting it up and running in the reporting requirements that I have to do with that I would have to do with the state of Michigan. It's called an MCR report, mortgage call report. It's like, how many applications did you have at the beginning of this quarter? How many applications did you have at the end of the quarter? How many closed loans did you have? How many adverse loans did you have? How many credit pulls did you pull?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
and it's self-reporting, but auditable.
absolutely.
Yeah, yes.
And they do audit you. They'll come in and be like, is it locked? I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. So, which is good. Oh my God. You want to know something ridiculous?
Yes.
If you wanted to open a mortgage brokerage, if anybody wanted to open a mortgage brokerage, getting it? I can. Okay. So if anybody wants to open a mortgage brokerage, there's no minimum you have to have your license, although some lenders have requirements on how long you have to have a license before they'll sign you up. The state doesn't give a fuck. How much net worth do you think I have to have in order to run my own shop and
define net worth? Like, is that with your
in the bank,
all assets, liabilities shaken out? Or
how much do I have to show them that I have in an account?
$10,000.
$15,000.
Okay, I went with a low number because of the tone of the way you asked the question. I'm like, it's got to be a ridiculously
it
low
should
number.
be something more, right?
Quarter of a million.
Like, yeah, there should be some success related to it. And I'll tell you, oh God, I don't really want to get into this in a super deep way. But real estate does tend to ruin you for money things.
It fucks up the way you think about money.
You start to talk about things in transactions like, oh, well, we could go on a trip, right? We could, both of us could go on a cheap trip to Boston, to close one deal, right? We could afford the flight and the hotel and eating out and all that stuff. So it really ruins you in just how you talk about money. But so $10,000 in your savings account or whatever, in order to start a business with such a heavy responsibility. I think that's why it bothers me that it's so low, is because there's so much. It's people's largest purchase, largest financed item. It's a big part of their life. It's
most
their
of
largest
people's
monthly payment.
Wealth is tied up in their
residence. And so it's almost insulting that they're like, you have to have $10,000.
Yeah. But it also makes it attainable, which, I mean, so
true. But maybe not attainable to.
No, I get what you're saying. I struggle with this too in my industry. My license was very easy to get, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm also like, I want to close the door behind me and raise the standard, because a monkey can get a real estate license, which can often result in shitty representation.
So you and I did a thing. So I don't have her full attention because I think she's posting on Facebook,
I just have to,
just so you know.
You know what? I'm trying to check into Speakeasy podcast for the picture I just posted.
Finish her.
Johnny's Speakeasy. It's not coming up. Speakeasy Ramen podcast. Okay, checked in. Post is now tagged. Thank you for that.
Okay, sweet. So I don't know. We basically tried to. We do it. We did a thing.
We did. I can't wait to find out what we did.
Yeah,
what did we do?
You know exactly what we did. You're going to finish my sentence. We tried to get each other's licenses just to see which one was more difficult.
Yes,
and
I
to
took
see
her
if we
classes.
could get dually licensed, and I took her classes.
And neither of us took the test, which was silly in hindsight because I've forgotten the things, and I could have a mortgage loan originator license.
Certificate.
Yeah, I did get an NMLS ID,
Yep.
and I really like when I input a form, and it's like, "What's your NMLS?" And I'm like, "Oh, I have one of those.
I have one." And we talked about the numbering system. But
Yes.
and actually it helps with
A
learning
lot.
the other person's side, because the person I work most closely with, and I have to have a good jivey relationship with, is the realtor. Whether she's my sister or not, believe it or not, I don't get all her business, which
true.
is
True
totally
story.
fine. And then she had to take the licensing class that I took.
Yes.
Well, she didn't take the test, but she took all of the classes. And there's a lot of information there that's
There is.
just
There's a lot of information in both classes that's irrelevant to the position.
Yes, doesn't teach you how
Regulation
to do
Z, Regulation X. What year was this? Kind of like a history class.
what's going on with the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act.
Yeah. It doesn't help you get a mortgage.
Right.
So
the
then,
nuances are gone. So
yeah. So from the perspective of closing the door behind me, like in real estate class, I had to learn how to read a legal description, like the north quarter of the southwest quadrant from the meets and bounds, like a meets and bounds description. knowing what a meets and bounds description compared to a plat is important to know. Knowing how to interpret so I can find a piece of property has proven valueless and nothing I would ever use.
I literally called a township assessor yesterday because I was like, can you help me with these tax ID numbers? There's 2 on the contract.
Yeah.
One appears to be retired. I'm not
You
sure.
get parent parcel tax IDs that carry through with whatever's left and is assigned to that remaining, guess what's for sale?
What?
1800 Briggsville Road. Oh, I told you this before we started.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Has the parent tax parcel ID. It's only 2.5 acres now. It used to be 20 or 40.
So Rachel used to live on this parcel on one of the sub parcels now.
Yes.
This was her ex-husband's grandparents' house.
Correct.
And then they kind of divided up some of the land and built 2-3 houses on it. There's 4 total. Is that right?
They gave one to John and Alice, one to Linda and Roger, and one to Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Chad one burnt down and was rebuilt and sold.
He lost it to foreclosure and then it was sold. And then I just sold it like last year or 2 years ago.
Oh, I did the mortgage on that. Yes?
You did the mortgage for the sellers on their next purchase.
Oh, that's right.
It's unlikely you did the mortgage for the buyer.
No, it's the sellers.
Yeah. Anyway.
It starts to get a mush.
So back to the connectedness of all the things. Pay attention in your life because you will see this everywhere.
Yeah, for real.
You really will.
It does all come up and go, Whether it's coming up for you to notice or whether it comes up all the time and you don't notice, I think depends on your state of mind.
100%. Might I recommend a normal Sprite?
I'm so excited to be asked to watch this before it gets posted or listen to it before it gets posted so that we can veto it and then have to record 2 more to start filling the voids.
It's got to go. It's got to go out there. So what if you had...
If you guys would like to come have a drink with us later tonight, where are we going tonight, Rachel?
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This'll be episode.
Doesn't matter.
It'll be aired in the future.
But we could plan to go have drinks that night.
Oh, God. You know what? This is episode...
See?
Can I acknowledge that this is episode 90?
91.
91.
Yep.
Then we missed one. Listen, we just recounted because we knew our count was off. Episode 91. We've been doing this for 2 years.
We had some breaks. We've had some
shit happens,
setbacks.
schedules, but I'm not going to focus on those. We've been doing this for almost 2 years. Sometimes we feel like
COVID. Echo chamber.
100%. Sometimes we feel like we've covered all the topics, and then without fail, something comes up in a deal that is like needs to be talked about because the context shifts.
Yeah.
That's right.
Totally.
So with that being said, if you were going, we're at 67 minutes. Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, dear God. It's got to be a two-parter.
You know what?
It's got to be a two-parter.
We're going to call this like part 1. And then we're going to roll on to part 2 and try and squeeze 2 episodes out of this.
This is, how long are our podcasts?
The interviews are usually 90 minutes and we usually go 40 to 50. You and I. Is that
Are
right?
you okay sitting there for another hour listening to this? Oh, God. Okay.
Okay. So drink your normal Sprite. I feel like we should make a rule.
I'm going to have to pee.
Go pee. Cheers to peeing.
Here's to you. Here's to me.
If ever we should disagree.
Fuck you.
Here's to me.
That's right.
Let's do the other one. Here's to the best years of my life, spent in the arms of another man's wife. Here's to my mother. Cheers, Mom.
Cheers, Mom. We know she watches sometimes.
She's our harshest critic.
Yes.
Like, I shit you not. What did I post? And Mom was like, not good enough.
I remember. And I commented like
4 stars out of 5. Yes, my mom gives me 4
Rachel
stars.
posted this like video and it was almost like, but her tag was like, I'm trying to, not recruitment, but I'm just saying, and I think it was to get new agents. It was
I was trying to say my why out loud for the first time.
Yeah.
First time
and
trying to articulate
it. Came across as like, like, why should you change brokerages? And my mom was like, nah, I don't know about that. And I was
4.
like, it didn't seem really salesy.
4 stars.
Yeah.
Oh, I was trying to put those on Cassandra's camera. The 4 Quattro.
Yeah. Anyway, she's very honest. Nobody's quite honest like your mother is.
No, 100%.
For girls anyway.
Yeah. It's brutal. But you know what's really cool about it? Like, I'm a mother of adult children now, so I get it.
Yeah, our mom's like never had that coddly filter. Oh, have I?
No.
I'm just going to put this here that my daughter is 11 and a half and she really needs our mega. Like she needs that attitude in her life. And I'm not that person. And when I say that, I mean like she needs somebody who is absolutely on her side. No matter what, I will bury the body, bitch. Get out of my way. I will take the lead. I will drive you. She needs that. And I'm like so holistically not that.
Yeah, I can be that.
I mean, I can be that, but I'm just like in general, I'm like, but the earth and the world and
our grandmother was a person who like I don't know, really deserve to get my ass kicked. And everybody knows that I'm a fucking bitchy cunt and being annoying. And I really
not just little cunty, big
cunty, deserve to get my ass whipped.
Yeah.
And my grandmother would be like, fuck that guy. You're right.
Yes. Blinders on.
100%.
Absolutely do no wrong. And my daughter needs that so bad. And I'm like, I'm just not that person. I can't. I wish I could give that to her. I wish our grandmother was alive to
be that.
To give that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could probably send her to Uncle Ryan. He might.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ryan's got a big streak of that.
Totally. Probably.
He and I were talking the other day. We were talking about Mark, because we ebb and flow, right? I was actually talking to Mark about this the other day. When we're like this, it's fucking amazing. And then we get like off sync and it's like this. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? We got to get back in our... If you're watching, I'm doing this arm thing.
Yeah,
which is
it
like
makes way more sense.
It really
doing
does.
This little wiggle.
I'm a diagram girl, so this is my like real life diagram representations. And I was talking with Ryan. I wish I could remember the words because he's amazing. Like our brother is amazing. I wish he was here. We should interview him. Oh my God, you would probably have to drop some acid to listen to that episode or something.
Oh no, I don't think that.
He's brilliant on the next
Rachel's
level.
Ever dropped acid?
I have not. I have no idea what I'm even talking about.
That's true. Just making sure.
That's true. I was looking for a thread, something to anchor to.
Oh, I like that you brought up a drug that you've never done.
tried.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Why are we talking about this? How did we get here? I'm not annoyed with you.
How did we get here?
How did we get here? That's our topic. Ryan. Oh, yes. He was saying I made some reference and maybe it wasn't even about Mark. It doesn't matter. Somebody on my shit list. And I was like, ha, ha, ha. But you're on my side, right? And he said, what choice do I have? And there it is.
Yeah.
It's automatic. It's not a, I'm always on your side. I'm always on your side. I don't care what you do. I'm on your side.
Yeah.
Even if I think you're wrong, I'm on your side. You know why? Because I'm on your side.
Right. Because there's no other choice.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even a choice. It just is the way it is.
Yeah.
I hope you have a grandma.
Or a sister who's just always on your side because there's no choice other than that to be the choice.
That's right.
And there's never even a hesitation.
It's not even a choice. The choice implies that there's a moment where I have to decide if you or other. It's not a thing. It's just naturally, automatically, always you.
Yeah.
It just turned into a love fest.
If I had to bury a body, I'd pull her. And then I don't know what we'd do. We'd have to flee to some place that doesn't speak English because I'm a chatterbox. I'd rap myself out.
Me too.
I'd be like,
or there's
I was in like Belarus, nobody would know what I was saying.
Listen, there's a good chance the body would be mine that you're burying. Let's be honest.
Like your body?
Yeah.
Or like a body you killed and I'm helping you.
No. You would like murder me.
Whoa, hold on. Do you think that I would actually ever murder you?
No, I just like to make the conversations weird. I feel like it's my job sometimes to make it weird.
Because I'm trying to think if I don't know that I've ever even wanted to like slap you in an annoying way.
Remember 19-year-old Rachel?
Well, I just stayed away from 19-year-old Rachel.
Let's go back to 15-year-old Rachel.
I stayed further away from 15-year-old Rachel. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't know.
All right. Well,
but I assume that based on your words that you definitely wanted to slap me.
probably in 9th grade for a minute I did. And then I I feel like it's funny that you say that you stepped away from 15-year-old Rachel, because I feel like I didn't see you and you weren't even there.
Then I did a good job.
You did a really good job.
Thank you.
And then you were all I had.
Oh yeah. That was, yeah.
Do you remember? Oh my God. Nobody else cares about this episode, but do you remember?
Exactly. That's why I was like, we're just going to have to not.
So our parents moved to Gaylord when I was in 10th grade. Cassandra was in 9th grade at the very end of the year.
We grew up in Howell, and then we moved in 1991.
Yes.
To the middle of nowhere. I mean, Gaylord's
middle of nowhere. We were
very, very small town.
Known then as downstaters.
Right.
And I just remember at some point, the first year we were at that school, laughing my ass off in the hallway for the first time ever, laughing so hard that I couldn't stop. Like I was
shaking.
I
laughing.
collapsed down to the ground. I almost pissed myself. And I think that memory somehow like solidified you in my mind as an ally.
Yeah. So I'll go a little further back. We grew up in Howell. We did not get along.
At all.
Did not hang out. We basically fought as sisters do. We're almost 2 years apart.
Yep.
She's a grade older, and she had her own friends, and I had my own, and we did not cross paths. We shared a room sometimes, which was annoying. But when we went to
super
Gaylord,
annoying, because she is like super particular. Everything in its place, a place for everything and everything in its place. You were.
I was. I think I was just more annoyed that you would sleep through your alarm and let it go for like 20 minutes.
100%. You and Janet
It was the
have that
worst.
in common. Yes.
Anyway, we moved to Gaylord, and we had nobody but each other. So we became friends.
It did not seem
quickly.
like a gift at the time.
No, it was really annoying. But
It was.
Yeah.
Hindsight.
And that's how it all began for the Rachel.
Cassandra show.
Oh, I was gonna say it's. Do you want to do a shout out to Gabe Brady?
Oh my God. Rachel and Sandy Weiner.
Totally. That's
Do
what
it.
I think of every single time. No. We're not going to do it. I just want to say it to get
I'm
that.
Rachel.
And Sandy
Weiner.
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to Matt Sushak.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's the tequila talking.
It's
but
definitely the tequila. This is the weirdest episode nobody will ever watch. But
Listen,
when we die, oh my God. So when I die, play this just rolling at the loop of my my service.
Okay.
I don't want a funeral or anything, but like just
a
have
party.
this.
We're gonna have a party.
Just have that in and be like, oh.
Can I shout out to
Yeah.
Matt Sushak though? Like
Yeah.
he maybe there's a slim chance that he will listen to this episode, and he's literally one of my favorite people. Like I learned how to think by arguing with him about dumb bullshit.
Yeah. No, he's good. He
I know.
was always really good at that.
I know he still is.
Very think outside the box. He had a lot of older siblings, and I think that helped him
He had a-
propel to a next level before everybody else. And he had different thoughts for people in Gaylord.
He had an intentional think outside the box, like chip on his shoulder too.
Oh, totally.
But it was a good.
I
chip.
love that he's like a family man in California.
Goes to fucking church.
I know.
What?
Yeah, him in his normal shirt and his shaved head and his
Yep.
Anyway.
Happy though. That's where it's at.
The info given is current as of this recording, but remember, the market changes and real estate is hyper local.